Hello and welcome to my late night show, Joy of Working. I'm Chaya Srivatsa and I'm sharing with you my work life experiences the good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the good ones. There are also a lot of bad and ugly ones, but why talk about them? Just forget it. Remember only the good ones. Well, you all have heard of Dune School, which was made famous because of some celebrities who went there. But in the same place, there is another school called Welham School. Not many have heard of it, nor had I heard of it, till an industrialist and alumni of that school commissioned me to do an article on the school on its 50th anniversary. So, he gave me and my husband flight tickets to go to Dehradun, stay in Welham School guest house for 3 days, and write all about it. That was a super experience. I had never seen the insides of a boarding school of this caliber. The Kandharis, I think their name was, I'm not too sure now. They took me around because both the husband was the principal and the wife was like the chief warden. They took us around, told us about the history of the Welham School, started by a person called Oliphant. I was writing this for the Sunday Observer. I was writing quite a lot for Sunday Observer because Vinod Mehta was the editor of this, and it was a very popular Sunday paper. And somehow Vinod Mehta encouraged my writing, so it was a good fit, the editor and the independent journalist. Anyway, those 3 days in Dehradun was great fun, going around the school, meeting all the students. Now, why am I telling you this? Because I'm going to connect the dots. Every story I have has many dots, and somehow one dot connects with the other. So I'll tell you where this dot is going to connect. But I had to tell you about this beautiful experience as a journalist. Came back to Bombay. Now I'm going to go back to the stars of yesteryear stories. I had to interview Dev Anand. Now Dev Anand was a very difficult person to get because he was not too keen about meeting journalists. But somehow he agreed to give me an interview. So his office was in a hotel and I went there. In fact, my son Anil came along with me because Anil had this big thing, Busa, in his head about wanting to become an actor. So he came along with me and we went to Dev Anand's office. On his table was spread out this article of mine, Oliphant Legacy. I was surprised. I said, Dev Anandji, how come you have this paper on your table? See, the dots are connecting. He said, that is why I've given you this interview, because my son studied in that school. I read the article, and then when I knew that it was you who wrote it, I gave you the interview. I gave you the appointment. See how the dots got connected? When I did the Welham School story, I had no clue that he'd had anything to do with Mr. Dev Anand. But I got the appointment because I wrote that story. So the takeaway here is you'll never know when the dots connect where and how. Just keep dotting your life with all kinds of experiences. This meeting with Dev Anand was really a turning point in my son's life because he found out that my son was really keen about joining the films, but he advised him, see, even my son is not able to do it. Go back and do what your family is doing. Perish the idea of being an actor. In fact, Anil has written a blog on this about how Dev uncle changed his life. Well, he was an amazing man. He blushed when I told him I saw Hum Dono 4 times. Twice to see one role of his, twice to see the second role of his. I was a great fan of Dev Anand. I told him that, and he actually blushed. He was a brilliant actor, I'm sure you all agree with me. All his films, he did really well. He introduced new stars like Tina Ambani and Zeenat Aman. And more than anything else, his famous film Guide, the author of that, Mr. R.K. Narayan, he was our neighbor in Mysore. Look at the dots again, how they are connecting. Okay? Well, that's it for today. I don't want to crowd this with any other name because Dev Anand is Dev Anand. He has to be the star of this show. So I'm going to stop here. And hey, Kritika Vipin Munjal, I hope I got your name right. Thank you for following me. I like to see your name always there. There are some more. I want to say a big thank you to all my Fauji friends. I'm a member of 3 groups of the Fauji fraternity, and many of them are following and saying such nice things. Thank you so much, ladies. It feels so good. अपने घर वाले अच्छे बोलते हैं ना तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. हम सब एक घर के हैं ना, फौजी घर का. So I feel good. Thank you so much. All right. I'm happy to give you a ringside view of all these stars. Next, tomorrow I'll tell you some more about some more of them. Okay? And how I met them, why I met them, and all that. But it's all thanks to Deccan Herald, which gave me the assignment to do this. All right then, see you tomorrow. Bye.